There are people reporting that they are seeing children walk around trying to find their parents. Um, can't get in or out. People are trapped in areas that there's no way in or out.
Mm.
Um, and I can't read it to you while I'm on here, but basically, the death toll is going to be so much huger than what they're telling us on the news.
I was actually going to record an update. We have breaking news, and it's an LFA exclusive. It's happening right now. If you're not getting the appropriate information as to what's happening on the ground in North Carolina, we have, a family member of the Pete Santilli Show, Paula Calloway, who runs the Patriot Mail Project. And she is also, especially when disaster strikes, she is one of the principals at Dogwood Disaster Relief out there in North Carolina. She has been bringing us updates throughout the day. I asked her to come on, and the updates just within the past hour are pretty overwhelming. Now, I don't want to be overly dramatic and sensational, but the update is dramatic. It is not only sensational. I heard something that that breaks my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring Paula Calloway on right now. If we could, I'm gonna introduce her. Welcome to LFA TV. We're on a live show. We're gonna be putting this information out far and wide because Paula, as you've been telling me, you're gonna have updates from just within the past hour. Just within the past hour. If let's bring Paula on so she can say hello to everybody. First off, Paula, thank you. You are coordinating disaster relief right now in whatever capacity that you can.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live show.
Thank you, Pete. It's devastating here in our state, and I mean I don't know where to start honestly, so I'm going to
Okay.
let you just ask me questions.
I am. I'm going to ask you questions. First of all, I'm going to go backwards, okay? Because the most recent update, I was scheduled to do record and say, hey, tune in. Paul was going to be here. I was going to do that the hour before. And then when I spoke with you, okay, you said that within the past hour, the updates that are coming right now are overwhelming. So earlier we spoke of the need for supplies,
Mhm.
that, baby items and so on and so forth, right? We're going to get to that in just a minute. But you just reported that people on the ground, okay, are now starting to give us a sense of the magnitude and gravity of the devastation. We've seen it. And I want you to just tell me what you just told me just moments ago.
Um, there are people reporting that they are seeing children walk around trying to find their parents. Um, can't get in or out. People are trapped in areas that there's no way in or out.
Mm.
Um, and I can't read it to you while I'm on here, but basically, the death toll is going to be so much huger than what they're telling us on the news.
Yeah, there was
Um,
a report, I understand. And by the way, we don't need to be exactly accurate, so we're just going to give general, and we'll post this up, and LFA TV will provide you as much information as we get it accurately. But I understand there was a electric lineman, is that correct, that was out
mhm.
there, and he was the one that witnessed children walking around naked, crying, wondering,
Where their parents were.
wow,
Yeah.
wow. Ladies and gentlemen, woo, that is something that if you have a pulse right there, that right there is overwhelming. He's saying also the stench of death right now that everything is settled in, that the mass casualties that have taken place, that we're going to start to realize that here in the coming days. Is that correct?
And yes, and there's a lot of other reports from just individuals that are on the ground. They're sharing the videos. They're getting out now. They do have some service in the area, so
Mm.
we're learning more than what we knew before.
Okay.
And they all just they're desperate. They're just really desperate. They need stuff.
Mm.
You think about everything was gone. Everything's been washed away.
Wiped out, huh?
Yep, I've seen footage where the Walmart has been flooded. So everything that was in that Walmart is gone.
Right. Now,
Um,
our most current photo, we played it this morning, and I'm going to play it for this archive to let everybody see it if you haven't seen it, just to give you a general sense of what we're talking about. And the videos that will come hereafter are going to be just as overwhelming. Everybody take a look at the devastation right there. This is what we're seeing on the ground right now, right?
that's Lake Lure.
Yep. And that's is that what most of the videos you're looking at look like?
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, there's whole towns that's just been wiped out.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Dogwood, this is nothing new to what Dogwood does. You've been doing this for a year, civic-minded organization. Do I not have? I just lost my headset. That's okay. I'll fix that. But talk about right now. We're going to put a call out to anybody that's in the general vicinity. And I lost my headphones here. Hold on. I want you to talk so I can get myself situated. Talk about the supplies that are needed that you're going to be delivering. Mass quantities, correct?
So what's really needed right now is diapers, wipes, formula, baby food, personal hygiene products, waters, non-perishable food. The things that you would need just daily, like things that we take for granted. Those are the things that they need. When we started this list, we had a lot of cleaning stuff on there. I don't think they're going to be in the cleanup stage for a little while. So we just want to really focus on these immediate needs. Powerades, oh gosh, anything that can be heated, not heated up and ate. They're not going to have a lot of access to power. So anything that's non-perishable that they could just, open and eat. I would say protein bars, stuff like that. But the children really, the diapers, the wipes, the formula, the baby food, those are things that that they do need. Waters, I think I've already said that, but
Yeah.
that's the cause for help that we're getting.
No, that's not what I need.
People are really, really needing right now. We were going to wait and go down Friday with a load, tried to just, fill up a tractor trailer by then.
Okay.
But the request for help is just too much. So we're going to go tomorrow with a partial load and take what we can tomorrow.
Okay.
There's people coming from our area that are bringing their pack mules, horses, side by sides, and because they can't get to the people. Just like normal transportation is not what's going on out there right now. The roads aren't even. You can't use the roads. So people are bringing in mules, horses, side by sides, and other heavy equipment to get to these people who can't get out.
Okay, repeat that again: mules, horses, side by sides, small ATVs,
heavy equipment. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So even if we had 100 tractor trailers go, they can only get so far, right?
Right.
Then it's going to have to be offloaded and then distributed because the roads are out. Is that correct?
It is. We've been told that on the other side of 77 on Highway 40, basically there's just signs that say I-40 is closed to the western part of the state. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think they're letting people pass Statesville.
All right, now, Paul, if listen, we've known each other for years now. And your work with the Patriot Mail Project, but you've always been involved with disaster relief for years. Mm-hmm. I don't even have enough fingers to count the number of things that you guys have responded to. And you're cool as a cucumber. And it seems like this particular one. Is it more upsetting to you? Is this one kind of stunning you a little bit? Catch you off guard?
This one is a shock to the senses. I've never seen anything like it. I'm sorry, Pete. I don't mean to get upset, but
no, it's very upsetting. I'm getting upset too. I want you to speak of this.
I'm worried about going up there tomorrow because I'm worried about what I'm going to see. But how do you not go help when you got the means to help? You got to do it.
Yes, and your organization always does that. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Dogwood. They go to work. This is what they do when stuff like this happens. But I'm going to say that just through our conversations, within a matter of hours, things started coming out. It was kind of overwhelming. It was kind of stunning because, everybody else, shoot, we had the tail end of the hurricane hit here, and it seemed like, things were over, and Florida wasn't that bad. But North Carolina, when I started seeing pictures coming out, and now we're getting word out because cell phones were out. People were losing power. There's no way to get information out. Now they're starting to get info out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen where some people, where they were so cut off from the rest of the world that, maybe their house was up higher elevation, and so they had no idea what was going on right around them, and they were in the area other than, it was a bad storm and they couldn't get out of their house.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to get out to their towns, and then finding out that, it's wiped out whole towns. Chimney Rock it's just gone.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to do also for our viewing audience. Remember, we've been, offering up ways to build out one of the fastest growing news channels on X. So I'm going to make sure that everybody's connected to us. Paula, send us pictures. Any updates, we'll stay in contact with you as you start to proceed. But I'm going to put on the screen here the telephone number. Actually, get on our X channel. Text LFA7 to 844-837-5132. I'm putting this promotional thing to offer everyone the opportunity to get on X, give them the incentive. But the main incentive is to get updates on what's going on out there. Now, what are the primary last thing? And I want you to get back to the work that you're doing. What are the main cities right now that you're focused on? You're headed where tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to Ashe County. Then Friday we'll be going to Marion, North Carolina. We may make another trip in between. It just depends on, how much we can gather together to take up there. But there is a staging area in Ashe County that we've been able to make contact with, and they're really in need of these things. So instead of waiting around till Friday, we're going to take what we can tomorrow. And there's a guy at a Farm Bureau insurance place that set up a place for staging, so that once we get there with the items, and there's other people. I mean, you'd be amazed at there's ordinary, just citizens everywhere that are organizing together to do the same things.
Good.
Schools, churches, everywhere around here where I'm at locally, and we're only maybe at 2 hours tops from some of the areas there, and everybody's just pulling together. And there's just so many just from our little small town that are heading up this week.
Good.
So that's pretty amazing to see that.
Good. And we're putting the word out right now. Now imagine everybody, there's never going to be a shortness or a lack of hands, so people are going to do it, but it has to be organized. So most people are like, I want to help. What can I do? So Dogwood, okay, I'm going to give everyone, and these folks, listen, they're 501c3, extremely experienced. They do a lot of these types of disaster relief events. So Dogwood, disasterrelief.org, group of fine civic-minded patriots that respond to the call. Now, you already put out a list of items that are needed, also direct contributions. If you can't ship, the items that are needed and you want to make a cash contribution, you can go, and it's tax deductible, correct? It
is.
You got a 501c3. So everyone can go to dogwooddisasterrelief.org. And I know Paula, I've known Paula for years. Essentially, your funds will go towards getting the needed supplies. And you'll have to balance it out because you may have a lot of one and not enough of the other, correct?
Yeah. Like I said, originally we plan on just going on, the first trip being on Friday. So we're just going to see what we got in the local drop-offs and then go purchase what we're lacking. But we're going to be going tomorrow at this point. So I've got a lot of stuff to pick up. We've got 5 drop-off locations around town here. We're going to pick those up. We'll assess what we're lacking in, and then we will stop and we'll get as much as we can for this first trip up.
Right. And
then we'll come home and do it again. So
we're also getting you some support. I was on the interview this morning with John Rourke. He's got his Blue Line trucking company that does moving services. He actually rolled trucks to Palestine when they had their situation. He's down in Florida. We're going to try to get you some support, load up his trucks. I put the call out. So if people make a donation and you're in the local area, you're going to get it to Dogwood Disaster Relief. Go there, dogwooddisasterrelief.org. Now, how do they, it says about and contact us, right? I'm on the page right now. I just want to make sure I direct people to the right place. Contact us. You got telephone numbers that they can contact you.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right, now.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Pete, I'll keep sharing photos and footage
Everything.
with you as we're taking stuff up there. And
Please.
you know, we always like to document what we're doing and where
Right.
people's donations are going. So, you know, we do a lot of that on Facebook because that's where our supporters are at. But I'll be putting them on X as well because that's where I'm at, and
Sure.
I'll be sharing them with you as well.
Yeah, please do. And then we'll bucket brigade style send it out to LFA TV US. This is that last update got me. You told me about the chill. Can you imagine, Paula? You have we have grandchildren. Oh my goodness, that breaks my heart. Doesn't it? There's children walking around naked asking where their parents are. Oh my God. Thank God.
And there's a lot of people on the ground there that are trying to let people know that their loved ones are safe. So, you know, they've organized in groups again on Facebook, unfortunately, but that's where they're doing this at. But they're listing names of people in different shelters that, you know, and it's not even, it's makeshift shelters that the people themselves have just come up with during this. You know, so I know that a lot of the people that are affected are pulling together and helping each other. And then they're depending on the rest of us to get in there to get them what they need.
Yeah, I want you to repeat what you said to me, along with the fact that it's pretty overwhelming. We haven't really dealt with such a situation like this so quickly, developing into a mass casualty event, and it looks like it's going to be that way. But you said something remarkable. You said the unity, people coming together, the sense of community, that this is one instance where you haven't quite seen it like this big right now. You made a comment to that in that regard. What are you saying?
You know, usually we put a call out and we might be one of 2 or 3 organizations trying to help. Everybody in our area is trying to help. Everybody that, you know, I see online is trying to help. Just your average anybody, people who have trucks are just asking, you know, what can I do? And they're getting their neighbors to give them supplies. Everybody's trying to head that way. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people are not going to get in because they're going into areas that they're not going to allow them to get into. You know, I think at this point, I know Daryl was talking to some of the truckers this morning, and they were trying to get permits because apparently they're just not letting just anybody come in with supplies. So you have to have an idea of where you're going. You have to know that there's a staging area set there in that area so that you have somewhere to offload. I mean, we all get that
I don't understand. Let me get this straight. And I know you'll handle this responsibly. What the heck is with you need a permit and we need to approve your supplies? What is that?
You know, so we've ran into it one time before in West Virginia when they had that flood there at the I can't even think right now. I'm sorry, Pete.
That's okay.
Near the Greenbrier was where that was at. And so there was checkpoints to go through on the main road. And if you went through those checkpoints, they were going to go through your stuff and they didn't want the clothing coming in. I guess they were afraid that it'd be contaminated or something. So they would take the clothing and burn that and then take the supplies that you were bringing and they would distribute it how they wanted to. But they also wanted to require you to get a tetanus shot. So, you know, we had to find a back way in on that trip, and we did work with a local fire department, and they got us in through the back part of the county, so we didn't have to go through that checkpoint, and we were able to give our supplies out. They helped us. The fire department did, literally like driving us to people's houses to give them the things that they needed and so forth. And that was an amazing trip there, just watching that community work together.
Awesome.
But what I'm hearing with this here in Western North Carolina is that a lot of the main routes, they're blocked off and they won't let you in. And then the trucker that Daryl was talking to this morning said, you know, we have to get a permit to get in. You know, I get it that they want to be organized in some way, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But this is something that we've never seen. So, I mean, just take what you can get at this point. Let people in, let them help. I know you don't want people adding to the 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 chaos. I get that. But if you've got people who are bringing in supplies, you got to let those people in.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Now, on the other side of it, I don't want to end on a negative note, but it's an update. We're getting reports, and you have one, and we're going to super confirm it. But I understand that there were trucks that were loaded to be delivered with supplies, and there was sabotage, that they had their tires slashed. Is that correct?
Yeah, there was a young man on, I think it was on X, and he was talking about that. I think he might have worked at the local Walmart there or something. I can't remember for sure. But some truckers had stopped at a rest area to rest, and they had supplies, and they woke up with their tires slashed, but all of their items were still in their trailers. So it wasn't like they were trying to take the items. They just slashed their tires. And I don't know. I mean, if you're in an area like that, it's not like you can just go get your tires changed and go on your way. So I don't know, what happened with that, or, how the truckers got. I mean, I'm sure that they did work something out, but why would you do that?
How about reports of looting? Are you hearing that?
Yes, we are hearing that. And that's probably going to be more in the Asheville area, I would say. I mean, most of this area affected is going to be small mountain country towns. But you do have Asheville and you have Boone, and those are more populated. So those are going to be different. I think that would be where a lot of your looting is going to come in. I would like to think that these smaller towns, those people are probably working together more and helping each other. But at this point, I mean, I don't know what kind of desperation feelings that they have, and everybody's just trying to survive right now.
Yeah, and looters are not treated very politely. And what would cause them to do that? I mean, if you're in survival mode, or you got to feed your family or something like that, I understand that. But looting for the advantage of taking advantage of the situation, that's not a
you
good
got to
thing.
think in these populated areas like Asheville and like Boone, you've got a lot of young people. There's a lot of colleges that are in these areas that are affected, and I don't mean any disrespect, but our young people today, they don't know how to survive, honestly. Like, it's kind of scary when you think about it. So, I mean, I can imagine they're panicking. I would say some of them are doing it just out of meanness, but I would say a lot of them are just panicking right now.
Yeah. Okay, Paula, stay strong. Again, we're going to give out the website. It is dogwooddisasterrelief.org. Click that contact us page. There's telephone numbers right there. If you have the means to make a contribution, you do so. Paula and her husband and their team will convert that into the goods that they need to purchase in order to supply that. I know you will. First load of supplies right now, scheduled for tomorrow. She'll be bringing us updates, send us pictures and updates, and God bless you, and God bless America. I mean, just it's heartbreaking to hear that when our fellow Americans, especially the children, suffer through something like that. Don't you feel like I feel like wanting to go there? Just go grab some kids and say, "Don't worry about it. We'll find your mom and dad," right? Or if we can, right?
Right. Yes. I was laying down last night, thinking about what this week was going to look like, everything that we needed to do to get ready to come in on Friday. And it was just pulling at my heart that I wanted to go before Friday. And so when Daryl come home today and he said, "I've got a contact and this is what they need, and they need it badly, that we're going tomorrow," it just, I'm glad that we get to go tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, Paula, for coming on, and we'll, if necessary, bring you back on for updates. But until then, I'll still be relaying information. Thank you very much.